I'm Tim, welcome to Watch You Want, and thanks for logging on. Today we're looking at the Zenith El Primero Chronograph, 42 millimeters in brushed and polished stainless steel. This watch, formerly known as the El Primero Captain, can be seen and purchased on our website, watchyouwant.com. And if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc. Yes, the Captain has become the El Primero for 2015, 16, and beyond, and you can see that this example, 42 millimeters in stainless steel, is the perfect blend between modern proportions and traditional style. Now, 51 millimeters from extremity of lug to extremity of lug, nevertheless, it fits easily on a smaller wrist like mine, 16 centimeters in circumference. If your wrist is smaller, you can still wear this watch with comfort. Only 11.5 millimeters thick, you can see, with a nice sloped crystal and sloped bezel. It's easy to fit this one under a tight sleeve or buttoned cuff. Very versatile, including as an accessory. Now, I want to emphasize that these lugs, though beautifully defined with character lines, chamfer, and contrasting finish, are very close hewn to the flanks of the case, not perhaps as close as an oversized sports watch. They've got a little bit more room to span and breathe because of the 42 millimeter size, but because they don't bind the strap, you can pull it down nice and tight for a nice, close conforming and secure fit that is comfortable on a smaller wrist, perhaps even as small as 14.5 centimeters in circumference. Now, in addition to the gorgeous definition of the case and the lugs, this watch has a nice spare bezel. Minimized to emphasize the span of the dial, it allows the watch to open up and look bigger than its 42 millimeter nominal measurement. Now, you can see that Zenith is going for a different look than the traditional El Primero tribute watches. While many of those reference 1969 through the mid-70s during the heyday of the original El Primero run, this one is recalling an earlier era in Zenith history, before the El Primero. The dress watches, including the bicompax chronographs of the 40s, 50s, and 60s, you can see there's a little bit of a reference to that earlier era in the use of a very, very spare, almost invisible hour counter at 6 o'clock. The hour counter has no countersink, it has no guilloche, it has no chaptering, it has minimal calibration. So at an arm's length, this dial reads as a twin register of the type you would have seen in the 40s and the 50s. The era before quartz, before smartwatches, before complexity. And that's what this watch is evoking, albeit with a considerable helping of warmth. Now, steel with a silver dial and all silver or white gold indices and hands would be just a little bit cold, even sterile. Zenith warms things up with gorgeous 18-karat rose gold applied indices and hands, with just enough of a flourish of color with this gorgeous, rich cobalt blue Lancet chronograph seconds hand. Now, as per the marquee at 12, you can see this is a 36,000 vibration per hour high beat watch, and that famous seamless sweep of the El Primero, characteristic, present, and correct on the El Primero chronograph. Now, it does feature all the toys, including the El Primero Caliber 400, automatic winding, 52-hour power reserve, a traditional column wheel chronograph with the crisp action that entails. It is nevertheless thoroughly modern, and this example, featuring Zenith's unique skeletonized rotor, gives you a better view of the works. Now, unique not just in that its skeletonization opens up what's beneath, but in the use of the Côte de Genève on a rotor. All the unique Zenith finishing standards are present and correct. Perlage on bridges instead of plates, Côte de Genève on the winding rotor instead of bridges, and that duality in the color of the screws, blue for screws used to adjust the function of the movement, polished screws designed to assemble and fix bridges, levers, and plates in place. It's unique in that it gives you some insight into the watchmaker's job, even as you're appreciating the gorgeous open works of the El Primero. Now, not every automatic movement is gorgeous. Some of them, in fact, are quite, honestly, quite stale, quite sterile, lifeless. But the El Primero is gorgeous in that it brings every critical element of the movement and the chronograph functions into full view. You can see the beautiful blued column wheel. You can see the cyclical action of the levers on the column wheel. Now it's ticking. Now it's stopped. And now we reset. All of that available for your viewing pleasure on the caseback of this 31 jewel, 326 part historic opus. And it does maintain that characteristic double step El Primero beat. So when you hold it up to your ear, you can hear the famous 5 hertz or 10 beats per second. It looks different as it sweeps along the dial, and it sounds just as unique to the ear. Finishing off this beautiful neoclassical rendition of the El Primero, we have a gorgeous double deployant clasp. Now Zenith makes it all in-house, the clasps, the case, the movement, even the hairsprings of the movement. But they can also style a mean watch, and this unique pin buckle, which features the security of twin trigger, the ergonomic ease for a smaller wrist of double deployant, nevertheless features the clever low profile of a traditional pin buckle when you buckle it. So it doesn't look like a deployant when it's closed. It looks like a mid-century pin buckle strap and buckle combination. Aesthetically excellent, mechanically superior. This is manufacturer watchmaking at its best. I really feel that Zenith is one of the best kept secrets in high horology, essentially a Cadillac watch at a Chevrolet price. You can see the Cadillac and you can take it home on our website, watchyouwant.com.